New Kids on the Block.
New Kids on the Block are an American boy band from Boston, Massachusetts, assembled in 1984 by producer Maurice Starr. The band's original name was Nynuk. The band consists of brothers Jordan and Jonathan Knight, Joey McIntyre, Donnie Wahlberg, and Danny Wood. New Kids on the Block enjoyed success in the late 1980s and early 1990s and have sold 80 million records worldwide. They won 2 American Music Awards in 1990 for Favorite Pop Rock Band, Duo, or Group and Favorite Pop Rock Album. After having disbanded in 1994, several attempts were made to get the group back together, all of them unsuccessful. After secretly reuniting in 2007 and recording a new CD, the group released that new album and embarked on a concert tour in 2008. The album, entitled The Block, was released on September 2, 2008. New Kids on the Block was listed as number 16 on Rolling Stone's Top 25 Teen Idol Breakout Moments. The group was on tour with the Backstreet Boys in 2011 to 2012 as Nynuk. The supergroup first performed live together on November 21, 2010 at the American Music Awards on ABC and again on 2011 New Year's on ABC's Dick Clark-Ryan Seacrest show. Along with the Backstreet Boys, the group is set to receive a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame in 2013.
History. 1984 to 1985, early years.
In the early 1980s, Maurice Starr discovered R&B pop quintet, later sextet, New Edition and guided their early success. After breaking ties with them, Starr and his business partner, Mary Alford, sought to create a white counterpart act. 15-year-old Donnie Wahlberg immediately impressed Starr and Alford with his rapping skills, dancing ability and showmanship, becoming the group's first member. Wahlberg assisted in helping to recruit other members. Among them were his younger brother Mark and his best friend Danny Wood. He also coaxed one-time schoolmate Jordan Knight, who sang an exceptional falsetto, into auditioning for Starr as well. Upon Knight's passing the audition, his older brother Jonathan was accepted into the group as well. As the group began to take shape, Mark chose to quit before they started recording, and another one of Donnie's neighborhood friends, Jamie Kelly, took his place. Kelly, though, would eventually be dismissed for lack of concentration and discipline after his father's death. Seeking a Michael Jackson-esque singer to sing the high solos, Starr replaced him with 12-year-old Joey McIntyre, whom the other guys initially resented for being the one to replace their friend. With the final lineup in place, Starr rehearsed the boys diligently, after school and on weekends, and eventually secured the group, which was being called Nynuk, a recording contract at Columbia Records. The label, however, demanded Starr change the name of the group. Subsequently they settled on New Kids on the Block, after a rap song that Wahlberg had written and arranged for their first album.
1986, New Kids on the Block debut album.
In April 1986, Columbia Records released the group's self-titled debut album. The album, almost exclusively written and produced by Maurice Starr, featured mid-80s bubblegum pop material. The first single, Be My Girl, received minor airplay around the group's native Boston, but failed to capture nationwide attention. The album's second single, Stop It Girl, fared even worse. The New Kids went on tour around the New England states, singing wherever Starr could book them, in bars, school dances, and clubs. Nevertheless, Starr remained diligent and persuaded the label to allow the group to record a second album.
1988 to 1989, Hanging Tough.
After the failure of the first album, Starr had the group back in the studio for most of 1987 and 1988 recording their second album. Dissatisfied with the excessively bubblegum sound of their first album, the group wanted to have more input on their look, direction and song material. As a result, Wahlberg, Wood and Jordan Knight received associate producer credit on the final product. The album's first single was Please Don't Go Girl, a ballad released in the spring of 1988. Failure seemed destined a second time when the song became another that went unnoticed by the listening public, and Columbia Records made plans to drop the New Kids from the label. At the 11th hour, however, a radio station in Florida began playing the song. Scoring listener approval, it soon became the most requested song on their playlist. When Columbia caught wind of the positive response, they decided to keep the group on its roster and put more effort into promoting the single. Columbia decided to reshoot a music video for Please Don't Go Girl, hiring director Doug Nickel, and sent the video to thousands of radio stations across the country to show the group's visual appeal. National attention soon followed and Please Don't Go Girl eventually climbed to number 10 on Billboard's Hot 100 Singles chart, becoming the group's first hit. New Kids on the Block's second album, Hangin' Tough, was released to modest fanfare in September. In the meantime, the group began making national televised appearances on such music programs as Showtime at the Apollo, and Soul Train. They later landed a spot as an opening act for fellow teen pop act Tiffany on the U.S. leg of her concert tour. Sales of Hangin' Tough steadily increased as the group's national attention slowly rose. At year's end, the album's second single You Got It, The Right Stuff, was released. The song was given a huge boost when MTV took notice of the group and began playing the video in regular rotation, including an appearance on Club MTV. By early 1989, it cracked the top 5. The New Kids hit pay dirt with their next single, I'll Be Loving You, Forever, which reached number 1 on the Billboard Hot 100 Singles chart in June. The group had been scheduled to open for Tiffany once again on a second tour, but their sudden popularity caused a reversal, and she wound up opening for them, although the two acts were technically billed as co-headliners. More top 5 singles from Hangin' Tough followed into the summer and fall, including the title track and Cover Girl. Columbia Records also released the single Didn't I, Blow Your Mind This Time, a cover of the Delphonics' classic hit, from the group's previously overlooked debut album. The song went number 8 on the Billboard Hot 100 Singles on the strength of the group's popularity and effectively jump-started the sales of that album as well. By the end of 1989, Hangin' Tough had climbed to number 1 on the Billboard 200 Albums chart and had gone 8 times platinum. They, subsequently, became the first teen act to garner 5 top 10 hits from a single album. Meanwhile, a top 10 charting holiday album, Merry, Merry Christmas, was released in the fall, spawning another top 10 hit, This One's for the Children, and going double platinum in the US. The proceeds were donated to United Cerebral Palsy, the New Kids' favorite charitable cause. Hangin' Tough would go on to spend 132 weeks on the chart, and in January 1990, the album won 2 American Music Awards for Best Pop Rock Album, and Best Pop Rock Group. With the success of Didn't I, Blow Your Mind, Cover Girl, and This One's for the Children, the group pulled off a rare feat of having 3 singles on the Billboard Hot 100 at the same time, but each from a different album. Columbia Music Video also released a home video Hangin' Tough, a documentary on the band directed by Doug Nickel and produced by Brian Johnson, that included their 4 hit music videos and a live concert recorded during their 1989 tour. It achieved massive sales, earning a Grammy Award for Best Long-Form Music Video nomination, and was one of the biggest-selling music videos of all time. The Commonwealth of Massachusetts declared April 24, 1989, New Kids on the Block Day.
1990–1991, Step by Step.
By early 1990, New Kids on the Block had become one of the most popular acts in the United States. The following May, they followed up Hangin' Tough with Step by Step, which featured slightly more than half of the songs co-written and produced by the members themselves. The first single, the title track, raced to number 1 on the Hot 100 Singles chart and became their biggest-selling single. It was followed up with the Top 10 Tonight, which extended the consecutive Top 10 Singles chart run to 9 records. Let's Try It Again hit number 8 on the UK Singles chart, whilst Baby I Believe in You went number 1 on the Japanese chart, further signifying the international appeal of the group. The album was eventually certified triple platinum, selling close to 20 million copies worldwide. The group performed an estimated 200 concerts a year, with an extravagant worldwide concert tour that summer, called the Magic Summer Tour, sponsored by Coke. Their 1990 pay-per-view special broke cable TV history at the time. During this time, the group became heavily merchandised. NKOTB licensed merchandise included lunchboxes, buttons, T-shirts, comic books, dolls, trading cards and even a Saturday morning cartoon in their likeness, which was developed by the writing and development team from Painter Corporation and animated by DIC Entertainment. In 1991, sales for the group's merchandise were estimated at $400 million. New Kids on the Block's official fan club had a membership of over 200,000 members and was one of the largest fan clubs in the United States. Approximately 100,000 calls per week were dialed to 1-900-909-5Kids, the official NKOTB hotline, as well. In 1991, the group topped Forbes' list of highest-paid entertainers, beating out the likes of Michael Jackson, Madonna, Prince and Bill Cosby. Further capitalizing on the fame, at year's end, Columbia Records released No More Games the Remix album, a compilation of the group's biggest hits remixed. The album also brought along 2 more released songs in Call It What You Want, UK number 12, and Games, UK number 14, in which videos were also released. The group released no new material in 1991, but went overseas and continued to tour throughout Europe and Asia. That summer, Wood and Wahlberg co-wrote and produced the debut album from Marky Mark and the Funky Bunch, headed by Mark Wahlberg, Donnie's brother and former New Kid. Mark Wahlberg's album scored a number 1 hit with Good Vibrations, and a platinum album.
1992, allegations of lip-syncing and waning popularity.
In early 1992, the group released the stand-alone single If You Go Away. The song peaked at number 16 on the US charts and number 9 in the UK charts. Meanwhile, as the music industry was still reeling from the Milli Vanilli lip-syncing scandal, the group found themselves accused of lip-syncing by Gregory McPherson, a music teacher who was listed as an associate producer and string arranger on the group's third album, Step by Step. McPherson alleged that Maurice Starr sang the vocals while the group lip-synced to pre-recorded vocals during their live performances. McPherson also filed a breach of contract and creative infringement lawsuit against Starr. The group immediately responded to the allegations and interrupted the Australian leg of their tour to fly to Los Angeles to perform live on the Arsenio Hall show. After performing a medley of their previous hits and their new single, the group, along with Starr, was interviewed by Hall. The group admitted to singing with a backing track during live performances and also admitted that Starr sang harmony on some background vocals. On February 10, 1992, the New Kids filed a defamation lawsuit against McPherson regarding his lip-syncing allegations. In April 1992, McPherson dropped his suit against Starr and released a statement recanting his previous allegations stating, "They did sing lead on their vocals." By the time the lip-syncing allegations surfaced, the group was starting to experience a backlash. Despite their success, the group was regularly dismissed by critics for their attempts to promote themselves as an urban act and their practice of using backing vocals for live performances. The group's record sales also began to decline due to a shift in musical tastes to gangster rap and grunge music.
1993 to 1994, Face the Music.
In 1993, after having split from Maurice Starr, the group shortened their name to the initialism NKOTB. In January 1994, their fourth studio album, Face the Music, was released. Their first studio album in close to 4 years, Face the Music, was a musical departure from the group's previous efforts. Nearly all the songs were written and or co-produced by the group. In spite of some positive critical reception, the album failed to live up to commercial expectation. The album's final single to chart was Dirty DAWG, which featured a rap cameo by Nice and smooth and live instrumentals and background vocals by Larry Thomas, peaking at number 66 on the Billboard Hot 100. The follow-up single, Never Let You Go, failed to chart in the US, but did reach number 42 in the UK singles chart and number 18 in the Canadian charts. NKOTB went on tour to support the album, playing smaller venues such as clubs and theaters, as opposed to the arenas and stadiums they were once accustomed to. After experiencing increased panic attacks and anxiety, Jonathan Knight left the band. Shortly thereafter, the remaining four decided to officially disband the group.
1995 to 2007, breakup.
After the group's split, most of the group members started families and began to venture into other avenues. Jonathan Knight and Donnie Wahlberg maintained low profiles, while the other three continued their careers individually. Wahlberg, in particular, followed the lead of his younger brother, Mark Wahlberg, and started an acting career. McIntyre and Jordan Knight recorded solo albums in 1999. In 1999, MTV attempted to reunite the group and get them to perform on that year's VMAs. All of the members were on board for the project, except Jonathan. Consequently, the performance didn't eventuate. In 2004, Emma Halim, host of VH1's Bands Reunited, also attempted to convince each of the members of New Kids on the Block to reunite for a one-night performance for the show. This time Jonathan agreed. However, McIntyre, Wahlberg, and Wahlberg all declined. While Wahlberg and Wahlberg declined on-camera interviews, McIntyre cited that the only way he would perform with the band was if the group would make the decision to reunite permanently.
2008 to 2012, Reunion, The Block, Full Service Tour, and COTBS.
In April 2008, after months of speculation, Wahlberg confirmed to CNN that the group had reunited with plans to record new material and to stage a tour. The following month, the group released their first single since reuniting, Summertime. The cover of the single featured the name New Kids on the Block, re-lengthened from the initials NKOTB. On August 12, 2008, they released their second single, featuring R&B singer-songwriter Ne-Yo, followed by the release of the group's first studio album in 14 years, The Block. The album debuted at number 1 on the Billboard Top Pop Albums chart and number 2 on the Billboard 200 in September 2008. It was certified gold in October 2008, in Canada. The group's reunion tour, New Kids on the Block, Live, began at Toronto's Air Canada Centre on September 18, 2008. They toured the U.S. with Natasha Bedingfield and Lady Gaga as supporting acts. There are 48 total concerts scheduled for Canada and the United States, 9 in the United Kingdom, 1 in Ireland, 1 in France, 1 in Amsterdam, Netherlands and 2 in Germany. A NKOTB-sponsored theme concert cruise, for their fans, departed from Miami, Florida and traveled to the Bahamas from May 15 to 18, 2009. The group also announced the full-service tour for 2009, featuring Jesse McCartney and Jabberwockies. Group member Jordan Knight announced a new concert cruise for 2010. After the tour, each member took a break on doing other endeavors. McIntyre recorded a few songs written and produced by fellow musicians such as himself, Drew Ryan Scott from boy band Varsity Fan Club, Brent Paschke, and Gabby Lopez. Wahlberg worked on his own music as well, releasing a single called I Got It featuring Aubrey O'Day, formerly from Darnity Kane, and Rise and Grind featuring Roscoe O'Malley. On Friday, August 13, 2010, tickets went on sale for the third annual NKOTB cruise which will take place aboard the Carnival Destiny, leaving from Miami, Florida on Thursday, May 12, 2011 to Nassau and Half Moon Cay, Bahamas and returning to Miami, Florida on Monday, May 16, 2011. Once again, the cruise sold out the same day it went on sale, with thousands of fans on a wait list standing by for any openings on the boat due to cancellations. On August 18, 2010, an unofficial announcement was made that NKOTB and the Backstreet Boys will be touring together in 2011. On October 8, 2010, Brian Littrell, a member of the Backstreet Boys, gave the tour a 78% chance of happening. He also stated that he and Wahlberg had been working on songs together. On November 3, 2010, an official announcement was made that NKOTB and BSB will be touring together in the summer of 2011 along with Jordan Sparks and Ashlyn Half. In May 2011, Matthew Morrison confirmed during an interview on talk show Chelsea Lately that he would also be joining the tour. On June 22, 2012, NKOTB was among 24 celebrities selected by the Hollywood Chamber of Commerce to receive a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame for 2013. McIntyre stated during Summer Mixtape Festival that they were making a new album and unlike their previous album The Block, there will be no collaboration on it.
2013, present, 10, The Package Tour, European Tour.
On January 22, 2013, the group appeared on The View and announced that they were going to release a new single titled Remix, I Like Thee, on January 28 and a new album titled 10 would be released on April 2, 2013. During the show, they also announced that they were going to tour North America with 98 Degrees and Boyz II Men as their opening acts in summer 2013. 10 was released on April 2, 2013, which met mixed to positive reviews from music critics. The group also appeared on television series to promote the album including The Today Show, The View, and an iHeartRadio concert release party. The album made its debut at number 6 on the Billboard 200 chart, marking their 5th top 10 studio album in the U.S. The group, along with Boyz II Men, performed on the Boston Strong Telethon on May 30, 2013. On February 3, 2014, the band announced their European Tour 2014. It is scheduled to take place in May-June 2014. The official website describes the tour, kicking off at the Annex in Stockholm on May 6 and culminating at Clyde Auditorium in Glasgow on June 1. The shows will take place at some of the most intimate venues across Europe, giving our fans a rare opportunity to get up close and personal with the band.
Discography.
New Kids on the Block, 1986, Hangin' Tough, 1988, Merry Christmas, 1989, Step by Step, 1990, Face the Music, 1994, The Block, 2008, 10, 2013, and Cups, 2011.